Welcome everybody. No, I love it. I love it. Well, we're more focused, I'll be honest with you, on Maui and Cabo right now. We'll have the links and all perfect, hopefully in the next 7 days. So that's that. I think Rob, we got to take the mastering sales down so we can open this up. Awesome. Now, by the way, it's fun to look at everybody. I do it too, and you bounce around, but it's also distracting. So if you go to view and you put speaker view, it's going to help you focus on the content being said rather than looking at who's paying attention, who's on their cell phone, who's doing their laundry while they're watching, etc. So let's get going. So a couple things. Today, I want to talk about how the showing order of real estate. There's a proper way to show homes. I'm going to be super quick on this because you've heard me do it before, but for those of you that haven't, you want to show 5 to 7 homes if you can. Sometimes you only have 2 or 3 or 4. So here's what you want to do. I like to show a terrible $800,000 home or a terrible $8 million home. I like my first home to be terrible. I want everyone has champagne taste on a beer budget. I was looking at $6 and $7 million cabins at Incline Village in Lake Tahoe, and I just didn't do it for me. It was it was depressing. Even I have champagne taste on a beer budget. What I want's probably going to be $10 million, but I'm trying to make Tahoe Tony find it for $6 million. So it doesn't matter what, if you're $30 million homes, you want a $50 million home, right? You get $500,000 budget, you really want an $800,000 home. Everybody does it. We want the nicest home we can get for $250,000, but we'd like it to be a $400,000 home. Let's be honest. So number one, when you show homes, I like to show them a $1 million house that's a dud. And the first one, like, oh my God, this smells like a wet dog. Perfect. And so show them a dud, and then you show them something that's okay. And they're like, oh, this is good. Then you show them something that's a little better, like, oh, this is way better. Now, you got 2 or 3 more coming that are way better than this. And I rank them, I print them out, I put this is number 1 because it's the worst one. This one's number 2, and we're going to show it's the second worst one. This one's number 3. It's kind of middle of the road. This one's number 4. It's a little better than that one, but 5 and 6, baby. Woo! 5 and 6, those are the winners. You look at them like beautiful. That's one's number 5, but boy, number 6 or number 7. The pictures look great. The house looks great. You know the area. Go, this is the one they're going to buy. That's the last home you show. Now you may have to go this part of town for number 1, this part of town for number 2, this part of the town for number 4, this part of town for number 5, this part of town for number 6, and this part of town for number 7. It doesn't make sense. And you go, this is when people could do it. And I don't let my clients know. They kind of knows. But what happens is it's a momentum thing. They get more and more and more excited. And like, it helps them realize how good the $800,000 home really is when they see it. Instead of showing the best home, then the not so good, and then the cruddy one. Like, we got your card. We'll call you. I mean, the first one was good, but then it was terrible. You always save the best for last. I'm like, this is it. Yes, we're excited. So I want to show that's how you do that. Number 6, how do you eliminate homes to show when your clients send you 30? How do you eliminate homes to show? I look at them all. I do. I get on the computer, I look, and I go, this one's by a water tower. I print out all 30. I write water tower. This one backs up or is really close to freeway. You can hear freeway noise. I go backs up to Freeway 80. This one backs up to Greenback or Watt, famous Stevens Creek Boulevard. Tim Orman is in San Jose. Is it Stevens Creek Boulevard? I sold a condo. It's like, whoa. It's like, it ain't a freeway, but it might as well be one. Backs up to Stevens Creek Boulevard. In Sacramento, you say backs up to Watt Avenue. Everybody knows Watt Avenue is like loud and terrible. So backs up to really busy streets. You want Harley Davidson's, diesel, semi trucks, and well, no, I don't want that. Yeah, we're not looking at this one. We're not doing the freeway one, or this one has a massive water tower. Do you want to stare at a water tower? No, I don't do that. I'm not showing this one. This one has apartment complex down the street. Now, it may be a quarter mile away, but I just say, do you want to live by apartment complexes? I don't say you don't want to live by apartment. That's steering. We would never redline. We would never do that. You just say, do you want to live by apartment complexes? No, we're not looking at this one. So I find, and like in Granite Bay, it's a really high-end thing, but there's these giant power lines that go through certain parts of Granite Bay. They look like Tokyo Godzilla wires in Tokyo, where Godzilla's ripping down the power lines. It's giant. I go, do you want to, you could actually hear the power going through them. And you could, your hair, do you want your kids to grow up and have a third arm? Just kidding. I don't say that, but I might do it sometimes. But anyway, so the point is this, I can eliminate any any home I don't want to show. And this home, the listing agent is flat psycho. They're crazy. And we could say if you want, but I mean, these everybody knows, and you could be really miserable. So it's up to you now. I don't really necessarily do that, but I have a few times. If I have a really good relationship with my client, I go, "We get it. You'll regret it. I'll regret it." And so I can eliminate homes that way. And so just want to throw that out: how to eliminate homes you don't want to show. Enough said there. Next, know your client or say no to the client. Know your client. In other words, who's your client? Does Motel 6 have a standard? They don't. The rooms are $39 a night, and they still have the vibrating bed for a quarter. And the porch sight's on because you're going to get robbed if they don't leave it on. It's dark and seedy, and so right. But this the Holiday Inn, they have kind of a business, low end business guys, gals travel around the country, cheap bed, Holiday Inn. Does the you go to maybe the Marriott, and like, oh yeah, Residence Inn, they know who their clients are, and then you go to the Marriott, and they know who their business travelers are. Probably they're not on buses, they're not driving, they're probably flying, right? The Marriott Hotel. And then I'm here in Florida. I'm at the JW Marriott. It's the highest classification of a Marriott. And when I heard it was JW Marriott, I just told Kathy, book it. They're always nice. So we're here at the JW Marriott in a 2-room suite. It's very nice. And so they know that then after the Marriott is the Hilton's probably below the Marriott, and the Westin's below the Marriott, and at least in my opinion. And then above the Marriott is the Hyatt. No, not really, not always the Hyatt, but we can agree the Ritz and the Four Seasons. So they're like kind of the highest, other than individual bougie, and they know who their clients are, and that's great. And they market to their clients. Do you know who your clients are? Do you just sell anything to anybody? When they go, hey, I got 10 acres and a mobile home. Do you sell mobile homes? Yeah. Would you know it's really difficult to get financing for mobile homes, and there's a lot to it. And well, I go to learn, and no, you don't. You can be the jack of all trades and totally broke. Like, well, I don't have any other clients because you have no standards. What are you gonna do? Commercial, luxury, residential? Are you gonna do 3 to 500,000? You do 5 to a million? You do. I don't touch anything under a million. Well, I've got this client. I've worked with him for half a year. I have so much invested. He's 600, but she says no to. I gotta finish it. I gotta. No, you don't. Like if they don't buy the first or second time out, I'm done. I'm showing them what they want. Why would you not make an offer? So we're going to talk about that. But some of you need to learn to say no, and or you take the client, then you refer them. You do a million or more. Maybe Barton's newer to real estate. Say he's not, but if he was, and he'll do 5 to a million, no problem. Say, Barton, I got a client for you. They're buying in Katati, 800,000, 25% referral fee. Yep, good. I tell the clients we'll meet you at 10 a.m. Saturday morning. I don't say, hey, I don't do Katati. I say we will meet you 10 a.m. Saturday morning at the Starbucks in Katati. And then I call them 10 minutes before then. And I say, hey, you there? Yeah, we're already here. I said, great. I'm not gonna be able to make it, but my business partner, Barton Smith, will be there. Now he may be from Century 21. I don't care. They don't have to be an EXP agent. I prefer they're not an EXP agent. I want to sponsor Barton. So if I'm giving Barton business, you guys, who's the EXP agent in Charlotte? Well, you can sponsor them. They're already an EXP. Who's the EXP agent in Fresno? Think about what you're saying. So when I was a REMAX agent, I found the best agent in Fresno, the best agent in Boise. I didn't say, well, I'm going to a fellow REMAX agent. You have a fiduciary to your client. If the best agent is a Century 20 agent in Pennsylvania, you should not refer a Compass agent to that agent in Pennsylvania. You should refer the Century 21 agent because you're fiduciaries to the client, not to REMAX, not to EXP, not to Keller Williams. You guys with me? You feeling me on this one? And here, Barton loves it, but here's the deal. The better part about it is you ask me to interview people in Vail. Yep, you can call 20 people. You can call 50 people. And now you have an excuse to talk to people in Vail. I have a client relocating to Vail. They're going to spend about $1.7 million. They asked me to make some calls to interview a few agents, and then they're going to choose one. But would you like to be one of the agents that's considered? Yes, I would. Great. Tell me about yourself. Does that feel good, or do you just want to keep doing cold calls? Right. And so, oh my gosh, if you have a client, If I had a client for Houston, I'd call 200 agents. I would just work that list, get to know everybody. And I said, then I'd truly make the best referral to my client moving to Houston. But now I've got 200 agents I know in Houston. I took some time getting them. I let them know I am not picking. And I'm calling a handful of agents because compared to a million, 200 is a handful. Okay, just letting you know, I'm calling a handful of agents, and I'm gonna make the referral, and I go, oh man, you're amazing, and I'm sure hopefully they'll pick you. And then, but are you with me? You feel me? So that's a really smart thing to do there. Next, number 8, America's favorite pastime, manana. What do you mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is, let me move my little screen over. So people are you're gonna show those properties. You're gonna show the worst ones first and then with the best ones, and then fear sets in. Manana is another word for fear. Uh, um, People get nervous and they want to like, oh God, $1 million, $3 million. I gotta be honest with you, 6 to 7 million cabin incline. I'm in 10 million's like, oh God, that's a lot of money for a cabin. Ooh, even me, everyone's got their threshold, 30 million. Ooh, whatever. There's a threshold, 250. I remember when I bought a home for $378,000, 300, and it freaked me out. $378,000. That's a long time ago. This is like last year. No, I'm kidding. This was like 1999, but $378,000 was like crazy. Nobody spends 378 on a house. And so there's that normal, right? And so what are you going to do? And here's how it shows up. Here's what they're going to say when you hear, well, we want to sleep on it. Here's what they're saying. We're so scared. We got to talk about it. It's a big decision. We don't want to make a mistake. So we're going to sleep on it. Or they'll say, it shows up at this, well, we'll go to dinner. We'll talk about it. And Barton will call you. I don't know why I'm picking on Barton and Tim and Matthew and Joanne Pullman, but I'll find some new people. I already messed up Tar's name. So Anthony, what's up, buddy? Rick, Rico, and Laura Straitman. Good to see you guys. And so here's the deal. They're going to say, well, we want to go to lunch and we'll think about it. Go, I hear you, but it's my job to coach you. We've been out a couple weekends now, right? I saw you observe body language. I don't watch them. I give them the room, and they're going, "Honey, I love it. I love it." Remember that they start. Oh, I go. I saw you guys. I saw how excited you were. We can all agree this one's actually worth 800,000. This one's actually worth 300,000. This one's actually worth $3 million. Same verbiage, just change the price. This one's actually worth $33 million. You know it. I know it. And let me tell you what. You go to dinner and you come back and you go, we want it. You wake up in the morning, don't want to make a mistake. You wake up, we want it, man. Well, guess what? What if somebody else sleeps on it? They wake up and they're like, you know what? Yes, we want it. Oh, we want it. You are now in a bidding war. You have 2 couples that have firmly decided they want this house after sleeping on it. You're in a bidding war. Can I ask you a question, Dave Straitman? Do you want to be in a bidding war and just be quiet? Every single time I go, mm-mm. So here's the deal. Here's what you understand. If we make an offer, you're not buying the house because they think, I'm buying the house. I'm buying the house. I'm nervous. You're not buying the house. We're just trying to see if we can even agree upon a price to get the home off the market for you to consider buying a house. And you typically have 3, 5, 7 days. Now, there's some markets like the San Francisco, San Jose Bay area where they put all their disclosures online all up front and it comes in non-contingent and you don't get to think about buying a house. But for the rest of America, the other 95% of us, there's some sort of a due diligence period. Like, no, it's so aggressive lately. We're coming in non-contingent bull. Because when they get you the HOAs and the prelims, they don't always have that stuff, or they have to give you new disclosures. And so even if you come in non-contingent, you are contingent. Because the second they give you disclosures, it undoes a can and it opens a 3-day inspection period. Now that's in California. It may not be that way in Missouri or Minnesota. So I'm protecting myself and protecting you by saying, check with the department. Usually there's a way out. And so usually the information I'm saying is correct. You're not buying this house until we have a fully executed contract and blah, 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 blah. And there's wiggle room here to get out of this. And so that helps. Again, those people in San Jose, San Francisco for 20 years. They've been coming in like hot. Tim, unmute yourself. You live there. Is there
Yeah.
any wiggle room for your clients in the Bay Area?
Yes and no. So you're absolutely correct. I'm in a market where a lot of the times the full disclosure package is up front because sellers are expecting multiple offers and they want the buyers to make that decision and not cancel because they create almost every home's a bidding war. If they cancel and come back on the market, they lose that bidding war steam. However, you'd be shocked and surprised, and Barton can kind of probably attest to this a little bit, how many agents don't actually have the complete disclosure package. There's always one document missing. There's always one page that's not signed. There's always a way out. And I usually, here in this market, I usually keep that as my ace in my pocket, right? I don't really blast that, but I always know, hey, like, if there's any hesitation here, we might have a little bit of wiggle room because I don't have an NHD. I don't have a completed TDS. But I have everything else, right? So there's usually always something. It's usually not always 100% complete.
Barton agrees. He gave us a thumb up. Okay, good. So I'm going to move on off that topic because that's just one little thing. So I said, look, let's make the offer and then let's beat that other offer in. And then what I'll do is I'll call like Andre LaFountain or Clark Broom, and you want to play this if I would you. And here's how the game is played. If I write you an offer with the 10-day close as is with the $30,000 earnest money deposit, you get paid in 10 days. I get paid in 10 days. I know your home's occupied. So we give the sellers 2 months rent free, no security deposit. See how quick I said that? You can write that down if you don't have it. If I wrote you an offer like that, it's a dream offer. If in the Bay Area, you'd probably say $50,000 earnest money, $100,000 earnest money deposit, 10-day close as is, no security deposit, 2-month rent back. Your seller gets proceeds in 10 days. You get paid in 10 days. I get paid in 10 days. Everyone gets paid in 10 days. Seller, you, me. I love that idea. And then they get 2 months to move out. If I were to write you an offer like that, would you be willing to present that today? And then Tim, tell me no. Say no. He's Bay Area. Tell me I promised everything. It's in the MLS. I printed it in the MLS. We're presenting all offers Tuesday night at 8 p.m. All the agents in town would kill me. So
No.
just role play with me. Say no. I'm printing offers. I'm presenting offers Monday night or Tuesday night at X. Say that to me.
Yep. I'm sorry, I can't. Nope.
And why?
Because I want the sellers to see all the other offers.
And so when are you presenting offers?
Tuesday at 4.
Tuesday at 4. So here's a great example of a tough seller, right? I said, that's awesome. Okay, so here's the deal. Would you be willing, if I sent you a text highlight about my offers, or would you be willing to at least pass that on to your seller?
Fiduciary, my fiduciary responsibility is yes, I will pass that on to the seller.
There you go. I've never had him say, no, I won't,
Yeah.
ever. And they go, well, yeah, I'd send a text message to him. I said, okay, great. And I call him back. I go, well, Barton, we got a tough one here. But he said he'd pass it over. It's been my experience. Sellers accept texted highlights of the offer because what we do is we pull it off the table. FOMO. We reverse the FOMO. Instead of getting a bidding where Tuesday at 4 p.m., we come in and we get that offer presented. And I said, okay, so I'm going to call my clients. Okay, hey, good news, Tim. We're writing the offer right now. I'm going to have it to you. He just told me he ain't presenting Tuesday till 4. I go, I'm going to have the offer in your inbox. It is 5 o'clock. I'm going to have it in your inbox by 6. So I'm going to text you the highlights of that offer at 6 o'clock. I will email you the offer. And you're still good about sending that to your seller. At least let him know it exists, correct?
Yes, I'll do that.
Awesome. Tim, would you take one more step? Would you do me one more favor? This is what nobody does. I'm not frozen. This is like a poignant moment. Would you text your seller right now and let them know that you have an over full price offer coming in with a $100,000 earnest money deposit as is that closes in 9 days? It's got a loan. If your lender can't close in 9 days, you get the wrong lender. This is not 1829. This is not 1985. This is 2024, baby. And some lenders are incapable of doing this because they work for the wrong banking system. The good ones, they can do a loan with an appraisal, the whole thing on a rush, full-blown loan in 9 days. You got to find them. Okay, well, my lender can't. You say goodbye to your lender, because guys like me will come along and we have a cash offer 30-day close. I'm like, why would you want to wait 30 days? That cash buyer's probably going to demand you do all this stuff, act like they own the world. You want me, we're coming in non-contingent, or we're just rocking and rolling, and so he goes, yeah, I'll text him. He goes, yeah, I get an offer. They're all excited. They want to see something. It's the first offer because he's making everyone wait till Tuesday at 4. And so I call him and I say, okay, here's the offer. And I give highlights. That's it. Just something you can copy and paste, send to the seller. Now, what he doesn't know is I've just written an offer that's going to expire at 8 p.m. tonight, 2 hours later. And I say, Tim, I'm so sorry. We did write that offer. I know you're presenting at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, but this is where you got to have finesse. Andre, I know you're presenting at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Rhonda Fisher, I know, but unfortunately, my clients can't wait. So you have every right to reject our offer, tear it up, throw it away, but offer stands for that till this evening, and then it's gone. And we have to go with Plan B house. This is the home we want, but we are moving on to the next house. Just make sure your sellers know that. And because I would hate to see them be really upset that they didn't know they're going to lose this offer. And so, and if the offer doesn't work for them, get me a counter offer. But he's like, no, we're not presenting tilting. Okay, that's great. But just let them know that we are moving on down the road and we will not be here Tuesday at 4 p.m. So just make sure they know that, because I would hate to have them be upset with you. The offer's in your inbox, and they call me back all the time. Oh my, I can't believe it. They accepted the offer. Congratulations, we're in escrow. Shocker, right? And then they're like, then they go, well, what do I tell the other agents? I go, here's the good news. Your fiduciary is not to the other agents in town. I put the MLS represent. They're going to kill me. They can scalp me. It's super easy, Tim. You coach them. Here's what you do. You say, my seller changed their mind. They don't want to wait till Tuesday. And I'm not the principal. I serve the principal. I serve at their good honor and at their request. And they just decided to take it on. I can't make them. No, you must wait till Tuesday at 4 p.m. It's not fair to the other agents. I go, there's nothing I can do about it. They flat wanted to take this offer. It was so good. And you kind of coached him up and coached the agent up. And then the other agents get so pissed. But it's a rite of passage. They're going to get smoked by someone like me, like someone by you guys who doesn't play the game, wait until Monday night at 8 o'clock, Tuesday at 4 o'clock. You will get stepped on, squish, 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 and you're going to lose. Okay. So that is
I can't tell you how many times I also see that happen in our market. It does happen quite often. So great advice.
Oh yeah, totally, totally. And that finally, let me see how much time I got. Oh, I'm out. I went over. Dude, this was so good. Building a relationship with the listing agent is tantamount. I'm gonna teach you how to build a relationship with a blah blah blah. But I'm gonna have to keep that for next week. So and I have how to prep the listing agent if you're coming in 100 to 300,000 under, where they're like don't care at all and they're happy and they're presenting your offer, instead of tearing your offer up and say I would never present that garbage to my seller. I come in 100,000 offer on every offer I make, 100,000 under, and I get it every time. I would like to offer offers that are 100,000 under and you win every single time. I'm going to teach you how to do that next week. So tune in. Thanks for being on Mastering Sales with Brent Gove. I love you guys. And I'm chewing on nuts and bolts for lunch and I'm drinking coffee for dinner. Let's do it. Have a great year. Come on, man. 2024. It's going to be awesome. Mwah. Love you all. We'll see
More
you
than
next.
24. Love you, Brent.